All right, welcome back. And it's time for us to have a conversation on the consumer tech segment. Now, today on the consumer tech segment, we're going to be talking about food apps and websites that can change your life, literally. Well, Stephen Nasser Brady has joined us, and he is a digital marketing consultant, and he's going to help us to get into this conversation. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Quick.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Fantastic. So which are these fantastic food apps and websites that are going to change our lives?
To start with, let's try and put in perspective. Why are they important?
Okay.
I think for most of us, we inherited our recipes from our moms and from our friends and stuff. Now with digital, with websites and apps, you have a wide range of recipes to try.
Okay.
Thousands of them, some tens of thousands. It's a community more now, so you can try different things that people are trying in different markets. So that's why it's important. Plus, most of them, as we'll find out, now allow you to even track what you're eating.
Okay.
And they tell you what's in each calorie, all those things. So you can really manage your diet better than just taking your mom's recipe and just repeating. So yeah, let's, if we can delve into it. Let's start with BBC Good Food.
Okay.
BBC always does, things great. And if you go to BBC Good Food, if they can bring it up, before you even go on the homepage, you would find various, recipes that they've highlighted. But let's say, for example, because we're Ghanaians, we've all eaten jollof. Let's try baked jollof, for example.
Baked jollof?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you can break it up for us, please, baked jollof, for example. So you probably never heard of it. You've eaten jollof. For once, you want to try something else, you can find baked jollof. Just go to the top of the page, search for baked jollof, and you'll find it there.
Wow.
Okay, so it will take you through all the steps. It will even tell you when to take it out of the oven and everything else. So that's one there. But the good thing about BBC Good Food is that it's sourced from all over, recipes. So you want to try something from another continent, from another country or wherever, you can find them there. Another one that I found, which is interesting to me, I was hoping they would bring it up, is cupcakes for Father's Day. Father's Day is coming.
Okay.
So for Father's Day, so that's the big jollof over there. So if you scroll down on the page, you can find what you, want to. So you scroll down, it will take you through the steps. Just pause, go back a bit, pause there. So what you see the blue stuff there, that's the various, what you're eating. It will tell you what color, how much you're eating.
Okay.
The fat, the ingredient, everything else. So it's more informed. Unlike just picking a recipe from your friend or whatever. Okay. Now if you scroll further down, we'll take you through the various steps. And it will tell you, so the method for cooking, the steps, everything else. It will even tell you if you haven't got some ingredients, what you can replace it with. Okay, so that's a good one there. There's another one there, like I just mentioned. Father's Day is coming.
Yeah.
We're going to do something special.
Cupcakes.
So cupcakes always, bring excitement to the home. The dads will love it. The kids will also love it. So the usual chocolate cupcakes, you just want to do a little something different. A bit more, yeah. So they brought up another one, but there's so much in there. So like I often say, eating doesn't have to be boring. Okay. And food has to be tasty even before you taste it. Yeah. So when you see it on the plate, you should start tasting it before you even taste the food itself. So this is an opportunity for you to just go online, look for different things to try. So that's BBC Good Food. It's got great content there. For the apps, I want to start with one we call Tasty.
Tasty.
Yes.
Okay.
Now Tasty is both on Android and on iOS, so it's a good one. Now Tasty is crowdsourced. Meaning the people who are part of the community contribute to all this. So you see there, maybe let's say it's jollof again, another jollof contributed by whoever. Okay. And it has videos. Okay. It has the ingredients, like we said. It will tell you also about what is in every ingredient that's in your menu. It's all there. Okay. It's also sourced from all over, so you can see that. Plus, it has a planner in there. Oh. So if you register and you're a member, it doesn't cost. But if you're a member, every recipe that you try, it keeps record of it. So you can tell what you've eaten over a period and be able to try. We'll recommend other recipes based on what you've
tried already.
Tried over a period. What I love about these things is that there are so many of us who are trying to lose weight or trying to stay healthy or whatever. Yeah. And it's a struggle just picking a recipe from your friend or from your mom or whatever because you don't know enough about it. These tell you enough about it. You can track it. So you can know, all right, I ate, let's say, Banku this morning. If
Yeah.
you pick it from here, so you know how much you've taken. And if you have a target for the
Yeah.
day, you know how much more you can take. For
Okay.
example.
So you've eaten the dish.
Yes.
It will tell you how many calories you've consumed
Yes.
so far.
Yes.
So you don't exceed your limit.
No.
That's
Exactly.
fantastic.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
And it can also help you to plan. So you can plan the week. For those of you who have homes, if you want to plan for the week where you're eating the home, so you can have different recipes from there. You plan.
Okay.
So throughout the week, these are the things we'll eat, and it can tell what you've eaten in the home to the day.
Interesting.
Because I mean, it's digital now, so it's
Okay.
tracking everything. So
Okay.
Tasty is a good one
Okay.
that I love.
I like that. Tasty.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to check it out.
There's another one called Our Recipes, which is another app. I
Okay.
mean, they probably don't have it, but Our Recipes doesn't have a web version.
Okay.
But Our Recipes is also crowdsourced, so you also get all these recipes from all over the place. The key thing I'll say here is that go out there, try it, okay? And the good thing about it is that on these platforms, if there are some ingredients you don't have, you can ask questions, and members of the community would recommend other things for you.
Okay.
So, for example, when I was growing up, my mom used to bake banana bread at home. We always called banana nut bread. Some people will do banana bread, but they don't have, let's say, cashew nuts.
Yeah.
So what can you use instead of cashew nuts? For example? Can you use, you don't have raisins or whatever, you do that. So these are the things, like I'm saying. So on the community, you can do that. Plus, again here, you can also track what you're eating.
Okay.
And because it's a peer-to-peer community, the peers, if you, are there, they encourage you. So if you, let's say you set a goal, you would try to lose weight, they encourage you to eat the right things and all of that. And you see what other people are cooking. So it really urges you on to be able to stay fit and do all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Before you continue, so these websites and apps, do you pay anything at all?
No, there's so many of them that are free. The ones I've mentioned, they are free.
They're all free.
They're all free.
I see. Interesting. We were speaking with Stephen Nase Bwedi on food apps and websites that can actually make your life fun, in many ways. If you have any questions, kindly use the hashtag Breakfast Daily for us to hear what you're thinking. Also, the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. Yeah, so let's continue. What else do we have?
The interesting thing also about these is that so many of us, and I like this part, so many of us will go out and buy, let's say, such bananas. You take it home, and when you mention banana, for most of us, you're just eating them raw.
Yeah, raw as they are.
But these days,
Gets pretty boring.
gets pretty boring.
Yeah.
So let's start going bad. But these days, everybody has a blender at home.
True.
So you can, from there, you can learn different ways of making smoothies or different
I have one.
pancakes, tarts, all those things, they are there. So
Yeah.
banana, pancake, tart, or whatever. Yesterday, I had, what did I have? Apple, oats, and yogurt bread.
Okay. Okay.
I've been out in Ghana, you see some people, they do sardine bread. It's a bit, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Sardine bread is a bit, I don't know. But this one you can make at home easily. And it helps you also to preserve what you have, and also not cut the wastage, because what the challenge is that you buy these things, you take them home, straight vegetables and things and fruits, take them home, and before you know it, they start going bad.
Okay.
But with these websites and apps, you can find different ways of
preserving
them
okay
as well.
And I guess also the portions are a bit more precise, so
Yes.
if it says it gives you the ingredients and gives you the recipe, it's if you go strictly by it, it's enough for either yourself or for you and 2-3 other people and so on, so that you reduce the guesswork.
Yes.
Which we, of course, is something that we tend to do a lot here. It's like we cook with our eyes. So we just sort of, okay, it looks like this would be enough. Let's throw this in, throw that in, no measurements, and all of that. But this is exciting to see.
And also, because they are communities with so many people, tens of thousands of people, they also give vegan versions. They give, so the same dish that you probably enjoy, some people enjoy, you probably don't do meat, you're vegetarian, you want to try different things. It will give you recommendations for replacements, which will still taste great for you. Yeah. The other bit I want us to talk about before we finish is food preservation.
Okay.
Now, for most of us, this one, when I saw the video, I was blown away. For most of us, when we cook our rice, we leave it in the rice cooker on warm.
True.
And often next day it starts going bad, and we wonder why. Now, there's a video that, if they can show it, please, that will show you how to store your rice in the fridge or freezer, and something that will last for even 3 months. Can you show that, please? the rice. Hopefully they can bring it up in a minute.
Yeah, so talking about preservation, I mean, for me, we'll look at the video soon, but I think that it's an important factor, and it's a game changer when it comes to preparing stuff at home. Because really, I mean, just thinking about the challenge of having a lot of food cooked, maybe let's say you're looking at inviting
Friends, right, yeah.
10 people to come over, and 4 of them last minute couldn't make it. Now you have a bunch of food that's left.
How do you
preserve
keep
all
it?
that? Yeah, let's take a look at that video and we'll come back and continue the conversation. All right, so there you have it. So let's run through the steps again of what he just showed us.
Yeah.
So basically, the idea is that you want to preserve your rice that's cooked. But a lot of us, when we preserve the rice, by the time it comes out of the fridge or freezer, we don't like the taste.
No.
We don't like what we get, the experience of what we get afterwards. So this way, your rice is literally preserved almost as how you put it in.
And you can preserve for up to 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
But that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, the key with the 3 months is that it has to go into the freezer,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And in the right bowl.
And in the right bowl. So I think there was a time we had a segment here where we were talking about the kind of bowls that we should. In fact, it was on this segment of the show, and there are some bowls that have certain. Maybe we should have a conversation about that soon. Again, there's some bowls with the freezing sign symbol on it. If you use that bowl, your food is safe in the freezer. If you don't use,
And try a few of them.
yeah, what the part about the paper towel though. Let's play that back again
Okay,
in our minds. What's the point of using the paper towel?
It soaks remember he said it sprinkles a bit of water?
Yes. So the idea is to actually create some kind of steaming effect.
Yes, yes.
Okay. That will bring your rice back to life.
Yeah.
Without losing taste, flavor, any of the things that you put inside, whilst you're cooking. So I think this is kind of exciting. I like that.
Another tip I got from these apps one of them yesterday is that whenever you take anything out of the freezer and let it thaw, don't put it back in the fridge.
Okay.
Well, be in between the time when it thaws and put it back in the fridge. That's when some of these germs
The
can.
spoilage will start because of the germs that will come in.
Yeah, and especially when you store them in these sealable rubbers. So they go and hide in there. So when you're going to store it, especially meat, cut them into sizes, portions that you would use, one at a time.
Yeah.
So you don't store the whole lot.
Yeah.
And then you just let the whole thing thaw, then put it back into the freezer, whatever. You're just putting the germs back into the freezer.
Okay, so before we wrap up, can we please take a look at that video again?
The rice one?
Yeah, the rice one, because I think it's just it's something that always challenges a lot of us, but it happened. The video was very quick, so some of you may have missed it and missed some of the details. Let's take a look at that again, and we'll come back and continue. All right, fluff it with the fork, and it's ready to serve.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think these are very, very good tips. It will make a lot of people's lives much
Easy.
more comfortable,
Yeah.
much easier to do things.
There's something else I wanted to talk about.
Yes, go
and
ahead.
it's something that over here our brands haven't got into.
Okay.
There's a big campaign that was done somewhere in South America called What's Cook.
What's cooked?
What's Cook.
Okay.
So it's our good old WhatsApp.
Okay.
In 2014, Hellmann's, good old Hellmann's mayonnaise.
Yes.
company. So what they wanted to do was really, because sometimes you get home, you look into your fridge, you've got stuff there, you don't know what to cook.
Okay.
All you have to do was take a picture of the ingredients in your
Yeah,
fridge,
yeah.
WhatsApp it, and they had a bunch of chefs sitting back
Oh my goodness.
to engage you. So they will get on the phone, they will provide you with a recipe, recommend a recipe to you,
Wow.
and they'll be on the other end of the phone to guide you through, even tell you when to take the
Oh, are you
food out
serious?
of the oven, or whatever. Play that video, please.
Okay. Let's take a look at that.
And I think even for friends, we can just form a WhatsApp group and use it for that.
Yeah.
The idea is that these tools, digital tools, are there really to make our lives easy.
Easier. Yeah.
Okay, and And we're not doing that, but that's what Big Brand did.
Fantastic. Let's take a look at that video.
To learn new recipes. Even so, 1 in 3 youngsters don't know how to cook, and this moment keeps happening a lot through all ages. Mostly because people have no idea what to do with the ingredients they find in their fridge. But if there's Hellmann's, there is a way. Hellmann's presents What's Cook, the first live recipe service using WhatsApp. Just send us your number in our website, and our chefs get in touch with you. Through the biggest social network in Brazil, Hellmann's connects people to real chefs who are prepared to teach how to cook using exactly what you have in your refrigerator. You just have to take a picture, and instantly, they come up with a delicious recipe with Hellmann's and teach you how to do it step by step. Do you think it's hard? They send images. Still hard? They send videos. They even draw pictures. And hey, they also let you know when it's time to take the food out of the oven. What's Cook is an alternative recipe storytelling that keeps inspiring people with new ways to use Hellmann's mayonnaise on their dishes, but in a one-to-one real-life experience using WhatsApp. Even being launched only on Hellmann's social networks, more than 8,000 people signed up for the service in less than 2 weeks. With less than $900 invested on media, What's Cook was globally shared and impacted more than 4 million people. In addition to heartwarming messages, each user spent an average of 65 minutes chatting and cooking with our chefs, resulting in thousands of happy consumers and more than 500 dishes proudly shared with us. Only Hellmann's can bring you What's Cook, a delicious way to use technology when people need the most, when they're hungry.
I like that. A delicious way to use technology
when you're hungry.
When you're hungry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's a real struggle a lot of us have. I mean, you get home, you find what's in the fridge.
Yeah.
You don't really know what to do with it.
Look, Stephen, people who can cook and cook well, they take it for granted. They take it for granted because it comes so easy.
Comes naturally.
Right? It comes naturally, right? But I tell you, it's a struggle, you know, and to have something like this, you know, just revolutionizes everything, you know, I think it's fantastic.
And with our busy lifestyles, you get home, you haven't got all the time to cook. But if you have this support online to just recommend something to you and quickly you can fix something to eat. Wow.
So I don't know if it's possible to plug into what's happening. Well, of course, you can't speak Portuguese, so then it makes it more challenging. Because it's happening in Brazil, right?
Yes, yeah. And this is like 2014.
This is 2014,
like about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But the point is that it shouldn't be difficult to execute this here.
Okay.
So even friends at City.
We start as a community.
Sharing this.
Of course, it will grow from there.
The way digital has changed the way we cook is that now it's not just your mom's recipe you are trying.
No.
And the recipe also has life.
Yeah.
So what you cooked today, somebody else sees it, oh, I tried it at home and I added this other ingredient. So tomorrow when you're cooking it,
then you can also
added that. So it's like...
see what happens.
Yeah, it's got life in it. It's not your mom's recipe. We love our mom's recipes.
Yeah.
But they are not as modern and as not as exciting.
I mean, there's a reason why when we go eating out, okay, we're excited by some of the dishes that we come across. Because even though they are not our mom's recipe, there are a lot of flavors and
more
things that are
things.
exciting, you know. So yeah, I mean, we should try stuff, right?
And with online, you have your own personal chef guiding you.
That's amazing. I think we should take a look at that video again. Let's take a look at that again. This time you can catch and, you know, put some notes down for yourselves as we look at it.
Ways to learn new recipes. Even so, 1 in 3 youngsters don't know how to cook, and this moment keeps happening a lot through all ages. Mostly because people have no idea what to do with the ingredients they find in their fridge. But if there's Hellmann's, there is a way. Hellmann's presents What's Cook, the first live recipe service using WhatsApp. Just send us your number in our website, and our chefs get in touch with you. Through the biggest social network in Brazil, Hellmann's connects people to real chefs who are prepared to teach how to cook using exactly what you have in your refrigerator. You just have to take a picture, And instantly, they come up with a delicious recipe with Hellmann's and teach you how to do it step by step. Do you think it's hard? They send images. Still hard? They send videos. They even draw pictures. And hey, they also let you know when it's time to take the food out of the oven. What's Cook is an alternative recipe storytelling that keeps inspiring people with new ways to use Hellmann's mayonnaise on their dishes, but in a one-to-one real-life experience using WhatsApp. Even being launched only on Hellmann's social networks, more than 8,000 people signed up for the service in less than 2 weeks. With less than $900 invested on media, What's Cook was globally shared and impacted more than 4 million people. In addition to heartwarming messages, each user spent an average of 65 minutes chatting and cooking with our chefs, resulting in thousands of happy consumers and more than 500 dishes proudly shared with us. Only Hellmann's can bring you What's Cook, a delicious way to use technology when people need the most, when they're hungry.
Yeah, definitely a delicious way to use technology. Now, I think that some of us who love cooking, or rather love eating and struggle to put food together, maybe we should start something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got friends who are, great chefs in
Yes.
this country. I don't want to
Yes.
drop names. We've
Yes.
got some of them.
Yeah.
But this is a way that they can really grow their online base or whatever. I remember when we all went on lockdown, and I
Yeah.
said to one of my friends who is a fitness trainer,
Okay.
because people couldn't go to the gym, I said to her that this is a time to do videos that people can watch
Yeah,
at home
absolutely.
and follow
Yeah.
the exercise. So it's the same way. It will start small,
Yeah.
but if you are a chef here and you want to grow your base,
It's
Why
one of the great ways
we
to do
did
it.
something, I think it was in 2014 or 2015 at PZ when I was there, called Recipes of Life,
Okay.
where we brought on a dietitian and a chef. So in each episode, TV episode, they will discuss a medical condition,
That's interesting.
and then they will cook a recipe for
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the brand didn't continue with that.
Okay. That's a
one.
brilliant idea, though. So I have a question here. This is coming from Sadiq in Nima. And
Okay.
Sadiq's question is, Kweku, what if I have kontomire, onion, momone, kobe, tomatoes, and palm oil? What can the app do with it?
All right. So Sadiq.
Stephen, over to you.
So Sadiq, I can't guarantee what the app will do for you because this is like an international app. I
Yeah.
mean, the chefs, they may not even know what momone is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But if somebody, because remember I said that the recipes are crowdsourced. So if somebody like you, after you've managed to cook something with this,
Yes.
you upload
What
the
I've
recipe
done.
onto that platform.
Yes.
Then anybody that comes after you, if they have the ingredients that you have, they can cook what you have.
Okay.
But even before you get there, that's why we all connected. Well, digital is supposed to connect us. Why don't you put the stuff on your WhatsApp group
Yeah.
and ask your friends to recommend a recipe for you?
Yeah.
Then you start your own What's Cook there.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, but I also think that sometimes it's just a matter of translating the ingredients.
Yeah.
So we can see tomatoes, we know what it is. But if you see momone, you may not necessarily know that you actually have
Fish.
a version of this. It's fish, but it's a type of fish.
Yes.
Right. So it could be also elsewhere, only not called momone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's being used for other recipes already.
In fact, for What's Cook, that's why they encourage the people to send pictures. So
And
when you send a picture,
videos.
they can and video, so they can see exactly what's in your fridge. Or you might call it something else, but when you take the picture, they can see
Yeah.
what's in your fridge, and they can recommend a recipe based on what they are seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. So, if we look at what we went through, Kobe is salted fish.
Yes.
Momone is fermented fish. And so on. Kontomire, I don't even know what the English name would be for kontomire.
But kontomire, if you
because
have
it's the cocoyam.
Yes.
The leaves of the cocoyam tuber, right?
but they may tell you that what they would ordinarily do with spinach, you can do with your kontomire.
That would just be like a replacement.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And often that's what happens on these
Yes.
apps.
Yeah.
Where you don't have the ingredients, you replace it with
yeah.
stuff that are similar and will still work.
Fantastic. No, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. So I think we can wrap it up. Let's look at go over the process again. We went through different apps. What's the idea of having these apps?
The idea of having these apps is to offer you a wide tens of thousands of recipes so you can try different things. Like I often say, food doesn't have to be boring.
Yeah.
And I say food has to taste great even before you taste it.
Yeah.
So when you see it on the plate, even when it's cooking, you should start tasting it even before you do the real tasting.
Fantastic.
And this gives you the opportunity. Unfortunately, where we're coming from, we've inherited our recipes from our moms and our grandmoms and stuff, and it's not as exciting as this. And it's not. They are, how do you call it? I wouldn't say flat, but today with digital, the recipe that you got from your mom, whether it's even light soup,
Yeah.
you can try new things.
With it.
With
The
it.
same recipe.
Same recipe, but add just a few
yeah.
things, cook it just for a little longer,
Yeah.
and taste different. Plus, with these apps, you can really track what you're eating because the portions and everything, what's in there, you're able to track it. Once you have an account, it tracks it. So it's like a database of
What you've consumed.
what you've consumed,
Yeah.
and based on that, you can also monitor what you're eating as you go on. So those of you who have targets, I want to lose weight, I want to just stay fit, all this, it can help you. It will also guide you what you're going to eat before you go and buy that burger. You would know
How
what's in
many
this burger.
calories are
and-
in there?
Yeah, in there. And at that time of the night, if you ate it,
Yeah, what it
how long
means.
it would take for it to digest, so you
Yeah.
shouldn't probably take it. So these are things that you would know.
Fantastic.
And in these days when we're all living busy lives and we are running around, it's important that we use these to really guide what we are eating.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,